Hey guys, I know this is a surprise for you, but yes, I am live. And today I'm live to give you some interesting informations, always of course about car design world, tips, suggestions, what we do, how how you can eventually avoid mistakes, important mistakes. And today we will talk about that. So today it's going to be very, very important for you to listen to this short video. It's not going to be 1 hour long. It's going to be shorter, but you will see that it's going to be quite interesting for the things that I have to tell you. Hi Shubham, I am fine, thanks. Okay, so first of all, look what a nice T-shirt I made. This is only one exemplar because I didn't make many others, to be honest. But look, it's nice, and the quality is really, really cool. I hope you like it. So, what we're gonna talk today, it's the undercut in car design. So I'm sure that now you are thinking, but what the hell is the undercut? Undercut, sometimes it's technically it's something when it's when cannot come out from stamp. Ciao Claudio. And at the same time, the undercut is also in Formula One when someone is winning the race, and then something happens in the strategies that guy that was winning, that pilot, that driver, at the end he will not win. And then people start asking, well, what happened? Why we did not win? It looked like the race was in our hand. Well, let me tell you something. The same thing happens also in design. And sometimes, especially in car design, this can happen. And it happens to people that are not very experts, so young designers. And it's nothing bad or that bad, but it's something we should think about. So first of all, yes, the undercut is in design is when there is a design competition within a design studio. We have several young designers of several different ages and experiences that are participating to show to the contest to make sure that their project is being chosen, okay? And then what happens? We have the first meeting or the first presentation to see and to compare those sketches, those ideations, those ideas. And then there is one designer, okay, pretty young but very talented, really talented, that is chosen. And the big boss will say, look, you got exactly what we were looking for. Now, we are not going to stop the contest now. Of course, we will continue together, but we are looking at your evolution, at your idea, and the way you will bring it up through the days and the planning of that project. And we will see you develop that idea, and we are sure that everything is going to be fine. You guys keep on sketching to see if you can beat, your colleague, and you can improve. So basically what happens is that we have one person, okay, one designer. Hi Swamil, ciao. We have one designer that looks like he has already the project in his pocket. He has been kind of chosen, okay? His ideas have been really, really appreciated. And then we have the others, 2 or 3 people, that have maybe a little bit more experience, but uh, at that time, in terms of creativity, did not offer what the other guy was able to do. And therefore, because every time timing are very short, if we find something that we like right away, we have to manifest that thought so that we have a convergence type of direction to take, and we will not lose any time, or we'll lose less time. So, as you know, a design planning to make a car or to make an object or a product, you have the ideation period of time, then you have a chosen concept, and then you have a development that very often is done directly in virtual 3D with softwares like Alias, Autodesk, Reno, and stuff like that. You know, basically a virtual model. So you see that at this moment of the project, we do not have yet the undercut. We have one guy that goes back to his office and gets his computer, it's sketching. He remembers the critiques, constructive critiques of the first presentation, and then he just makes few refinements, okay, to what he is doing, so that he has the project done. Everybody were very clear. Please change this, change that detail, but your stuff is very good. And that's exactly what he does. And apparently, everything looks perfect because he's doing his homework correctly. He has talent. He improved a little bit what he was asked to improve. And he can have his first weekend very tranquil and very happy in his family and with his friends. The boss is happy also because he got one person basically chosen. And then the boss is happy also because he's looking and watching the others that are making an extra effort, okay, to make sure that they can improve so that the next presentation step, even if we know that the first choice is pretty much well done, other they can have maybe can add some details, so can have an incredible development and understand and make some maybe something better. So after 3 weeks, we have another new presentation. And when we go to that presentation, we will see that the four presentations, we have the pre-chosen designer that made his homework and has a very nice 2D work, so very nice renderings, sketches, stuff. The little things that he was asked to improve, he did, okay? And then we have the others, between which there is one person that made completely different proposal. He understood the critiques and put himself into discussion. Means he wanted to restart from zero. And he said, this time I'm going to do something really different. I understood that my earlier proposal was maybe a little bit too traditional, and I saw what the other guy did, and people appreciated very much. So I'm trying to be different, but I'm trying to get into the same direction because now I understood the project brief, I understood what they're looking for, and I know that I can do it. So even if he starts down here, now he makes a big effort, to get at least on the same level with a comparable idea, okay, and see how they react, how the big boss will react. So at that second step, presentation step, you will see that something will start happening. The big boss comes in, okay, all the people are there, the designers are there, their work is on the wall, and then the big boss goes directly to the pre-chosen one And he looks at the car and says, well, it's nice, well done, you improved what we were asking to you to do. But at the same time, there's something missing. I thought that we could have a better development. In fact, if I can tell you, on the side view, compared to what you did before, it looks like there is no evolution, apart for those little details we asked you last time. In the front graphics and the rear graphics, you didn't change anything. So I'm not seeing anything new. It's still very nice overall, but still, please make a best effort next time to make sure that that you have a better balance from the back and the front, and your side view gets a little bit of extra modeling because it's a little flat. And look at your windshield and the top of the car. It looks like this, the way they meet, it's not very nice. So please, care a little bit more about your work. And then he starts looking at the other proposals, and he looks at the one that really made the revolution, trying to attempt to a new emotional reaction. And there he says, you know what, this is not bad at all. Because even if I remember the way you started, and I thought it was a little bit too traditional, too much contemporary of today, so not very appropriate. But one thing nice you did, you took all the good things of what you did before, and you turned them into something very fresh and very new. And even the overall proportions look very interesting. Your front end, your front graphics, like the lights and the backlights, looks very, very modern. Maybe your side view, you should refine some stuff, but the top of your car, the way it's coming down in the back, it looks much, much more dynamic. So please do something extra, okay? Keep on going that way, because I really like how dynamic and fresh your project is becoming. So we started in the first presentation that we had one person up here and all the others were down here. And now we have one that it's almost the same level, and those two people are chosen for the next presentation step. So now, if I were the pre-chosen designer and I see how the other one improved and how much he worked, because he really has redone completely the whole car, I start thinking maybe I should do more. And the other guy that made an incredible progress, he's very hungry to improve more. So he listens very well to what the big boss has to tell him, and he's ready to go to the final step to give a great acceleration and make sure that he will be the chosen one. So during the last 3 weeks, before the last presentation, and before we decide who is going to win this type of contest for the main idea of the future car to make, the future exterior design to make, we imagine that there is a nice battle, okay, between those two designers. Well, then let's go and check what is doing the first designer, the pre-chosen one, and what is doing the second designer, the one that is running after, to make sure that he can have a chance to win. We see right away that during those 3 weeks, the pre-chosen one, who thinks he's a real talent because everybody's telling him he's a great talent and he can do about anything on earth, forgetting that he's too young. So what is he doing? is still changing a few millimeters his model because he's scared that changing that more will will reduce the positive aspects of his own design proposal. Versus the other guy who is taking the front lights, the rear lights, and is doing still a great improvement. He's taking the front grille and he's changing again because he listened very carefully to what everybody had to tell about that. And then another thing is happening is that this guy is injecting in the tree modeling of his side view and the hood and the back rear a sort of a signature element he did not have yet. A special type of section that when you see the car, you recognize the car right away. And that's, I would say, like the how can I say, the strawberry on the cake, or really the last touch, important touch he could make to have a real chance to improve to the top level and compete with the other guy, this time on an equal level. So both of them go to the last presentation day. They both have very nice sketches. They both have very nice virtual model. So the main presentation is done on the virtual model. When we go to this presentation, there is a big screen, huge screen, and there is someone that is, of course, launching on the screen images and videos of the pre-selected idea of the super talented designer, and everybody's watching to his presentation. So there are those very light improvements, but they are improvements. And everybody say, well, it's not bad at all. Now let's check the second one. The guy that was running after in order to improve his proposal. And when they see that, they discover very, very attractive proposal, a very, very well-balanced proportion car, very dynamic, and they discover this touch, okay, of character that the young designer added during the last week because he felt there was something missing. He knew he had to do something to make that proposal not just right and well balanced, but to make it special, recognizable, so that people can say, I know, did you see that thing? It's only that car has it. And that's what they loved. And when they see the video where you see both cars together, turning every, of course, with the camera that going around so that we can appreciate the differences between the two, then the big boss has no doubts which to choose. And the guy that came second will become the first, and that the car of the designer that everybody thought was already the first became the second choice, losing the contest. This is the undercut. Okay? Now, we try to analyze what happened and how this undercut became reality successfully for the designer that started really low compared to the one that was already up here. I would say that we can make a summary saying that first of all in life you never have to feel like you have won something until you really win it. This is the first thing, and this is experience. It happened to me also, that you think that you have it, And then someone, you don't see that someone is just passing by in front of you and is becoming first and you become second. The second thing I would say, we should be humble. The first guy, the pre-selected one, he thought he was the best designer of the world. Well, if you think that this guy made before that project another one, which was a great successful project, I understand that he can think that he's an excellent designer. But this does not mean that every project is the same. And it does not mean that we can apply the same ingredients to the same project, to every project, just like it were the first project. It doesn't work. Every project has a different brief. Every project has a different market. Every project has a different culture of people, especially today in a globalized world. We are in America and we are designing for a product that will be sold in China. Or we are in Italy and we are designing something that will be sold in Japan or in Africa. So cultures, it's extremely important. But this means that we must understand that we cannot have the same approach for every project. The third important mistake that this guy made is that he kept on changing his design for few millimeters instead of being more critical with himself. He should have said, okay, I got something that everybody likes also already. But let me try something else. What do I really want? Do I want to be nice and safe because everybody just said, oh, this is very nice, and then I don't move from there because they said it's nice? Or I try to do my best to find and propose an alternative. Maybe in that alternative, they will be even happier, that we like even more. And I will discover even more creative stuff that maybe are better than the first ones. Basically, what did he do? He fall in love with the first idea. And generally, that's a mistake. Because when you do that, you don't offer yourself a real development of your idea. You have 4 months. Use 4 months to develop your ideas. Don't use 4 months just for 3 millimeters line change. That's useless. Now, let's go and see what the other guy did. Well, the other guy did exactly the opposite of the first. And that's how he made the undercut possible. And that's how he became first. And that's how he got his idea chosen to make the model and to continue on the project. The thing is that he put himself in discussion. He said, I know that the first presentation was almost a failure, but I know I am a good designer because I already have experience, and I know I have to offer myself a better chance, another chance. And to do so, I cannot be stubborn with what I want to do. I have to listen to what they had to say. I have to understand better the briefing of the project. I have to understand better the objectives of that project. And then I have to try to make a big effort in reinvent, okay, my idea, change my idea, adapt my idea better. I have 4 months, I'm gonna use the 4 months, okay, those 4 months to do better. And that's exactly what he did. Because he has talent just like the other one, he knows how to sketch, he can sketch something different. And he can try to do something different. And then he can make a very nice alias model to see details and be more refined in getting better those things. And that's what he did. And the last touch, which is very important, is the character lines or section that he developed to make sure that his car was not just well balanced, but it had a very, very nice character, which is something that gives a soul to your car. A soul to your car. Okay? Because don't forget, a good design, okay, it's a design that provokes emotions. All right? So I think I finished there today with this short pill, informative suggestion tip, okay, pill. Don't forget to see, all right, my my ebook. So go on lulu.com and find my ebooks. Buy one. That would be very nice for you, from you, to learn something from me better, with a nice booklet that you can keep for the rest of your life for very, very cheap money. Okay? And at the same time, you help the cause to keep those this service alive. Okay, so thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed. All right. I did not have time to answer to your chat. Someone asked me how was my vacation. It was very nice with my boys, of course. And I know it's a long time, but I will give you some news soon, okay, on the next video, to explain to you why in reality I don't have any more much time to be here. The only thing I can give you as a tip, that I'm traveling quite a lot to China for work. And this is just a little hint, okay, a little tip to let you understand basically that there will be a big change for me, a very good big change for me very soon. And of course, you will be part of that. Okay, so I think that that's it. Bye. Ciao. Thank you. And share this video, like always, on Facebook, socials, wherever you want. Just do it. Let's make it grow. Thanks.